Originally Taraja Williams, now Taraja Amawaku Poku. I'm a mother, a sister, a wife, getting in touch with nature, getting in touch with our insides and our higher self and spirituality, and just being one, connecting to everything. And community is about coming together no matter who you are, what your background, what you look like, where you're from. And I saw this great post. What's in community? Unity. We all need to unite and just not see things that whatever's happening in the media or in the news, if it's not like part of your race or gender or whatever thing you gravitate towards, it's still something that you should be impacted by, because we are a collective and we should see ourselves as that and not divide ourselves based on what we look like or what our identity is. Like we're all a community, no matter where we're from. I think belonging is like being accepted and just being able to be accepted for who you are. Just come as who you are. Like I've told you this before, I used to have this thing with my hair and making sure it's super polished, and it's a whole thing with people with locks. You don't want to look like unkept, but I'm like, this is part of the natural process. So you just let it go and you accept yourself. And I think belonging is just being comfortable with who you are and not having that self-judgment, because I think a lot of times we think other people are judging us for certain things, and maybe they are, but it doesn't really matter, because it's all about like you just being comfortable and open. And I think when you do that, you can feel like you belong anywhere, and not always assuming, well, this person's driving that truck and has a Trump sticker, so they're this. Like, you don't know what their ammo is. You don't know where they're coming from. So I think also not passing as much judgment, because even that impacts how you interact with people. I'm trying to start to do that mentally, not to just label someone based on whatever is around them or what they look like. It's like just they're a clean slate, and I think that actually helps me feel like I do belong. And because before I would look at people and I would say, oh, well, they have this nice car, I don't belong with them, I should look away and think I am like less than. But it's like you just need to, because you don't know where that person, you don't know their story. We don't know any of our stories. Like, just come as you are, and I think that's belonging. Yeah, I think yoga breaks down a lot of those judgment barriers. Everyone's there to come together to better themselves, and everyone just, I don't know, everyone at yoga, I feel like there is that community where people of all walks of life are coming, and they're there just for that connection. And I think yoga is that connection. And there's so many different types of yoga that I'm learning, besides the asanas, which are all the movements. Like I'm doing more of the Kundalini yoga, and I've started joining this group of people who are all about the meditation yoga and just that piece of it. But just really bringing, just open and community. I think yoga is community. When I first started in the yoga studio 2 years ago, like the first thing that hit me was just like there was like a sense of peace and a sense of like no judgment. And I think that's what yoga should be. You just, When I think about what I want the world to bring to my girls, it's kind of a two-way street. Like, yes, I want the world to kind of embrace them and push them to experience new ideas, new experiences, just to come together in a loving way. What's so ironic is a lot of times, let's say we're watching a show and they're trying to describe who they're talking about, they never mention their skin color. It's always what they're wearing, the hairstyle. And I'm like, that's what I want. I want the world not to see, like, it's good to, I think, celebrate our differences, but I don't think it's like the only thing we should always focus on. And I think that's what so far the world has offered, is just like we come as we are, and we celebrate our differences, but then that's not all that defines us. And just finding the commonality, like what do we have in common, and what differences do we have that can build and support each other. And then the other way is like, what can they bring to the world? Like, I want them to bring in their own creativity, their own ideas, their joyous spirit, and just have that like interwoven together. Like, it's like a you know, a nice fabric.
Well, however you want to.
Namaste.
That's it.